Hello everyone, I'm June and welcome to my channel Libromer, where I talk about books, readings, and my favorite genres: science fiction, fantasy, mystery. Yeah, those, mainly those. Today I come with another daytime video. Yeah, it's a daytime because it's noisy. I think I will do some, what's the word, wrap-up videos. So I will start doing a January wrap-up video. I don't know what I'm going to read, although I plan my main readings, but usually I read whatever I feel reading. So creating TBR videos doesn't work for me. But I think January wrap-up will be nice. I'm not going to name all the books because, if you know, I'm doing this 200 books reading challenge, which means that I have to read 200 books by the end of 2025. And I have been reading many. I'm mixing them. I'm reading and listening them. So that's why what happened with the cat. That's why I'm reading a lot, so I'm not going to mention all of them, but I will mention the best ones, and in this case I want to mention two. One of them is Rebecca. Don't ask me the name of the author. I'm very bad at remembering. So the first book I read was, that I read this year was Rebecca, which is part of this challenge that Kim, the paper traveler, is taking, which is a reading list challenge. And I decided to be part of this, but by reading some of those books, because I have read some and I'm not sure if I will enjoy all of them. So Rebecca was in my list of books that I wanted to read, and I had a very different idea of what it actually is. I thought that Rebecca was a horror book in some way. It's not that I want to read a horror book, but I thought maybe it has some horror components, and it was not like that. If you know, Rebecca is this story about this girl who is, I think, taking care of an oldie in Italy. Maybe I'm wrong because my memory is not accurate for details. And in that place, she met a guy who falls in love with her, and he proposed to her. And then she accepts, and they travel back to the mansion or the house of this guy, which is a huge mansion. But the thing is that this guy was already married, and well, the wife died, so everything's going well. The problem is that his previous wife, who is Rebecca, is appearing everywhere. I mean, everyone comments about Rebecca, so everyone is comparing this new girl with Rebecca. Rebecca was this, Rebecca did that. All in those days when Rebecca was doing it. So this new wife is starting to feel annoyed and bothered because she felt that she was not enough for the husband, because Rebecca was everywhere. So at first I thought Rebecca will be appearing like a ghost, which is the horror component, but it was not like that. The story went in a very different way. Yeah, there are some kind of spooky or creepy parts, but nothing like horror. So, but the story, it went totally different. You will find a very surprising ending, and actually there is, once you learn about the surprising ending, there will be another surprising ending, something like that. So I really enjoyed the book. It was well written. I really enjoyed reading it, and I enjoyed, and I wanted to learn more and read more because I want to know what's going on. So there is a huge mystery in it, and you will learn it by the end of the book, and then you will discover a couple of other mysteries or surprises. So I really enjoyed this book, and it was the first book of the year. And the other book that I really enjoyed was Dune. which is part of my personal reading challenge for this year, where I want to read a book of the Dune series every month. So on January, I read the first book. Now in February, I will read the second, and so on. This is This book is the only book I have read before, so it's like a reread. And I was surprised because I read this book 10 years ago. I know exactly when I read it. So I read it 10 years ago, and I tried the audiobook. I remember that time I tried the audiobook, and I just didn't get it because it was in English, first of all, and I didn't get all the words. And so I decided to read the book in English, which was the same. I didn't get some words. The vocabulary was a bit difficult for me. I don't know, I didn't enjoy it. So at the end I read it in Spanish, and I read it because it was considered one of those best books ever that you have to read before you die, because it's one of, if it's not the first, it's the second best science fiction book ever written. And when I read it, I didn't feel that it was like that. I enjoyed it. The story was okay. I didn't like the ending, but of course it's part of a series, so that's not the ending of the whole story. But I didn't think that it was that great. You might be saying, no, it's the best book. But for me it was not. It was just okay. And last year I decided that I wanted to read all the books in the series. But it was the time when the new movie appeared, and I don't know how to say, but I don't like going with the mainstream in some way. If the majority of people are reading Dune, I'm not gonna read it. I always like reading books that no one is reading, or finding new surprises like that. So I didn't feel reading it in the previous year, but now I decided I want to read it. But anyway, I started already, and now that I read the book, I noticed that it was very different. I felt the book in a different way. It was better. I felt that this idea of the government, or the how can I say, the people trying to get to the power, and the different houses that they are competing for this planet because they will get wealth and so on. It was better. I really enjoyed the book now more than the first time I read it. But again, I didn't like the ending. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next books. Now I don't know anything. I don't have any idea of the series. But what I have heard is that it's not going to get better. It's like the first book was the best, and then it's not that good. I mean, it's okay. So I'm not sure, but if I will enjoy the next books or not, but hopefully I will, or at least I will find them okay. But by reading the titles of the books, it's like you understand where it will go. So, but that's it. So those were my favorite books this month. And if I have to add one book, let me see. I think I will add a book called, I will translate it. It's called Age 143 Years Old, which is a story about this person who is a doctor and is trying to dehibernate. Is that the word? Unhibernate? I don't know how to say. Around 2,000 people that were hibernating for 70 years, but now the law doesn't allow to do so. So he's trying to find a way so the judge will allow him to do so. So the book is very interesting because it's about this idea of this concept that if we are able to live in some way forever, can we do it? Because if now we have many type of illnesses that we cannot solve, but what happens if in 50 years everything will be cured? Then what if we can be frozen for 50 years, and then when we are in the future we can survive all those sickness or illnesses? I don't know. So it was very interesting to read about that concept of life, if our life is infinite or finite. That's the word, finite, or if it has a final point. So yeah, I enjoyed that book too. And the other book, if I had to name another one, was Double Star, which is this story about this guy who is an actor and he's hired to play the role of another person. I'm not gonna say who, but the idea is not spoiling. But yeah, the story gets a bit more complicated. He has to travel to Mars because it's a science fiction book. So, but it was interesting. I thought that I have predicted the ending, but no, I was wrong. So, but in some way the ending was you can see it coming. But the whole story, it was very entertaining, so I like those books. But my favorite ones were Rebecca and Dune. So that's it. That's the wrap up for January, and I hope to continue doing more because I will talk about every book of Dune until the book 8. I think there are 8 in the whole series, or at least in the main series done by the author and the son, if I'm not wrong. So that's it. Thank you very much, and don't forget to like the video. No, I never said that actually. Don't like that. If you like the video, you like it and you give a like. But what I love is comments, because I like to hear what people say and to answer them. Of course, that's the favorite part of creating videos, to create a community and to find friends that love readings or similar books. So yeah, that's it. And don't forget also that I have another channel. I'm not yet, but I'm going to start creating more videos for that channel, JMaestria Artisan, where I paint and draw because I love painting and drawing. So you can check the channel and the content that I'm creating for that. Some are for selling, but I will create things for free, so to share with you. So that's it. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Hopefully it's not noisy like now. I hope to create a video like that, but it's impossible. So that will be my 2024. So yeah, thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.